What's up, guys? Today is January 10th, Tuesday, 2026. Quick little trade recap. We did take an A+ setup today that got formed to the upside, but unfortunately we did get stopped out break even on it, leaving us up on the week. Our P&L on the week right now is around $3,100. So let's jump straight into this. First thing I'm going to do, as always, is replay on over back to 9:30 market open. I will get rid of all these drawings as usual so we can go over everything together, guys. First thing that I am looking for is a 1 hour or 4 hour fair value gaps, as well as identify my higher time frame bias. My higher time frame bias coming into today was long for obvious reason. You can see over the last couple of days we have been absolutely pumping, especially with yesterday's pump, close above this high right here, as well as an inversion of this 4 hour fair value gap with this close right here on yesterday's 4 hour candle. That was enough to flip my bias from where it was short this last entire week to a long higher time frame bias. But the zones that I actually did go ahead and mark out today on the higher time frame, the 4 hour and 1 hour fair value gaps, was this 4 hour fair value gap right here. And that's actually the only zone that I did have marked out. Now I drop onto the 5-minute time frame and I go on over to where market opens, 9:30 a.m. And I'm also going to look at where price is relative to London and Asia levels. So I saw that we took out London high and low. We took out Asia high, but we had an untested Asia low. Perfect. So what I wanted to see was us tap into this gap, sweep Asia lows, and then reverse to the upside to continue this uptrend. Now, the reason that I was looking for this is for multiple reasons. Number one, just for my confluence and for an A+ setup, I always like to see rejection out of a 4 hour gap, which we were already getting. As you can see, the 4 hour gap started formed right over here as we marked it out just before, and we were constantly rejecting during the, in this area during the overnight session. However, what I was looking for ultimately, like I just said, was for us to take out Asia low, which was a significant level of liquidity at this point, as well as tap into around the midpoint of this 4 hour fair value gap, and then see some rejections to the upside. Pretty much I wanted to see us come down, take out this low, come back up, form a 5-minute fair value gap, come back down into the 5-minute fair value gap and respect it, and then see a 1-minute inversion to the upside to take longs to target possibly previous high of day, which was right here. And I also had some other hourly liquidity levels, which were right here and right here. Now, I will say these liquidity draws aren't the best. Like, right, these highs right here aren't really the greatest compared to maybe something like this or something like this or this, right? These are less significant highs, as you can just see by looking at it. So my liquidity draws weren't as clear as I like to see them usually, but those were around the levels that I was targeting. And really, mostly I was just playing with my higher time frame bias, looking to continue this higher time frame trend. So I dropped onto the 5-minute time frame and waited for market open. If we were to immediately rip up, create a 5-minute fair value gap, retest it, respect it, and then create a 1-minute inversion to the upside, I would have taken longs, but ideally I did want to see that Asia low get taken out. So I waited for market open. We did take out Asia low right there, as well as tap into the 50% level of this zone. The 50% midpoint level isn't significant for me. It's not something that I look for, but if it does hit, that is a concept that I will take as added confluence. We immediately ripped out of it exactly what I was looking for and exactly what I expected price to do. Keep in mind, guys, while this is all happening, I'm keeping an eye on ES. So I did notice that we did have an SMT there since NQ did sweep that low during market session, during New York session, while ES had actually already taken it during Asia, but I was keeping an eye on ES. ES was looking extremely bullish at this point as well. It looks like we were just waiting for NQ to take out that Asia low and continue to respect this 4 hour gap. Now that we've ripped out of there, our first confluence is lining up, right? We have our higher time frame bias, which was bullish as we went over. And then number two, we're rejecting out of a higher time frame zone, fair value gap, which is that 4 hour gap right here, which is this gray box. Next thing I'm looking for is a 5-minute fair value gap to be formed, which is this right here. Right now I'm looking for price to come down and respect this 5-minute fair value gap and then continue to the upside. If another 5-minute fair value gap is to form, which is what happened right here, I will go ahead and mark out that one as well. If price continues to just rip and rip and rip, I will continue to mark out the FVGs as they form. So now I'm hopping down onto the, well, I'm actually staying on the 5-minute time frame, but I'm looking for a little bit of retracement. Right here, I did think this thing could possibly just rip up all the way to my draws on liquidity, which was up here, but I did think we would see a retracement after we have really this area of relative equal highs. We have this high right here, 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 and here. So this was a very strong area that I really wanted to see us be strong above. above, but right here I was expecting a retracement after taking out previous day high, which was another main significant draw on liquidity. We retested this 5-minute fair value gap. As you can see, that is a beautiful retest of actually both of these FVGs. Not only this one, but this one here as well. We technically did just barely wick into it, and that is a perfect respect of both of those gaps. Now I'm dropping down onto the 1-minute time frame, and I want to see a 1-minute inversion. So we created a bearish 1-minute FVG right there. Now I'm going to wait for a close above there, which we did end up not getting. We did almost get it right there. We were literally like almost just 2 points away from getting a close above there, which I would have taken shorts on, or longs on, sorry. That actually would not have paid out, as you guys are going to see here in a little bit. So I then, after that, fair value gap got respected, as you can see right here. We broke to the downside, retested it, and then boom. After we respected that 5-minute fair value gap again, that just confirmed my bullish bias even more in this bullish structure. So then we also created that 1-minute inversion, or that 1-minute bearish FVG right there. We got an inversion right here on it, and that is actually where I took my entry. I put my stop loss right there, and I was targeting all the way up to here for about a 2.12. Actually, I did have my TP right there, which was the first draw for a 1.66 RR, and I was going to go break even right there at that high. The reason we go break even at the high, if you guys have been watching the recaps, this is you're probably getting very familiar with the setup if you've been watching my recaps, because it's the same exact setup every single time. Higher time frame bias, lock it in, either long or short. You need to get that right. You get it wrong, you're cooked. So you need to get your higher time frame bias right. Secondly, buying or selling, depending on what side you're choosing of a higher time frame fair value gap, which is the 4-hour, the 1-hour, which is what we got right here. Respect of a 5-minute fair value gap that forms on that respect out of the higher time frame fair value gap, and then a 1-minute inversion after respecting the 5-minute FVG, which we got right here. Put my stop loss here. You could put your stop loss here, but in my eyes, I was like, okay, if this thing does come down, it is possible that we could respect this 5-minute FVG again, since we've already respected it here and here. So I'm perfectly comfortable with having my SL right here. Still gives me a good RR. I was sized in it with about 4 micros on this trade, so I think it was about $400 risk, give or take, and I was going to go break even right here at this internal high. Reason that we go break even at the internal high is to avoid fake outs, because anyone that entered shorts right around here on this break, and technically we did have a small 1-minute inversion right here to the downside. If that high gets swept, that's where a lot of people that entered shorts right here have their stop loss. So if this gets swept, that is the internal high. And also, like I said earlier, we were in this extremely strong zone right here from all of these relative equal highs, right? So this was a very strong zone as is, and we were already seeing some struggle to get and hold above that area. So I was just mindful of that and wanted to go break even as soon as possible. If you're feeling a little riskier, you could have put your break even at high of day to give it a little more breathing room, but my rules say to put my break even at the most recent internal high or low, depending on what side you're on. In this scenario, it would be that recent high. Break even did get hit right there. Boom, right there. I moved my stop loss up to break even. It was now a risk-free trade. And then unfortunately, we did get stopped out break even right there. And as you can see, guys, this would have actually got stopped out. So this technically was a fake breakout, right? This right here looked amazing for longs. I bet you there are so many people that got into longs right around this area, either here and had their stop loss down here, or here and had their stop loss here or here. And that was a clear fake out, right? Everyone that was in longs here was targeting these highs or high of day possibly, and they all had their stop losses around here. That's a fake out. That's why we move our stop loss to break even after we take out the internal high in this scenario. Obviously, if you were short, you'd be putting at the most recent internal low. As of right now, we are extremely choppy and just holding off of these previous highs. Once we do break above these relative equal highs, all from overnight session, previous high of day yesterday, as well as high of day that we've just created today, I do think this thing will continue to run up as we have been in the last couple of days. If anything, this thing will probably come down to fill this 4-hour fair value gap, just to rebalance this uptrend quite a bit, just because it has been very strong. If we do come down, we'll probably rebalance this 4-hour FEG and then continue up if I had to guess. So that's just a quick little trade recap on today, guys. We're up 3,100 on the week. A+ setup today, man. Followed all my rules. Very happy with how this trade turned out. You know, break even is obviously better than red. I mean, obviously, ideal scenario would like for this to hit full TP, but break even, can't really complain. Followed all my rules. Perfect A+ setup, and we've got back-to-back days with A+ setups, which is pretty rare. I wasn't expecting to take a trade today, especially with how good price action was yesterday. Price action today was not the best, as you can see. This is the 5-minute time frame, and it looks just absolutely cooked. That's gonna wrap it up, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys, if you enjoyed the video or learned something. I'm planning on doing an in-depth strategy video this weekend on this thing, since it has been just going absolutely crazy. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. Make sure to check out all the links in the description. My free trading community Discord is down there, as well as my Tradeify and Apex Trader funding affiliate codes. If you guys are looking to get instant funding accounts, Tradeify is the place to do it with code Tels. If you guys would love to support me, that would mean the absolute world to me. But with that being said, I'll see you guys all later, or maybe tomorrow for another trade recap. Like I always say, if I don't post, that means I didn't take a trade. But if I do, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.